Okay, guys, it's been 3 months since we started this account, and I felt like this would be a really good opportunity for me to kind of give you guys an update on how the account is going. So, for those of you who maybe are new to the series, this is our Race to Kyber account, where we're going to try and get into Kyber as soon as possible. That is going to be a very hard task, especially with the Lightspeed bundles coming out and everyone getting a big boost. It's going to be very difficult to get there. But we've made some good progress. Now, guys, just so you're aware, unless the title wasn't clear enough, this is a very Grand Arena focused account. And I'll kind of go through the stages of how we're going to make sure we get to Kyber, right? So, in terms of the gear tiers, we have obviously bought the Lightspeed bundles. You guys voted on that. We then have Relict Daka, Relict Savage, and with Relict Fifth Brother. Now, one of the main things we're going to be working on this account is getting Reaver ready as soon as possible so we can get Reaver. The second we are Reaver ready and have Grand Inquisitor, we'll have Reaver within 3 to 4 months easily. So that is something for us to bear in mind. So, within the next year we should have Reaver. However, getting the Lightspeed bundles have actually pushed back that progress because I had to go and fill some gaps. I spoke about that in another video. You can check that out, link in the description. Right, guys, so in terms of what we've actually been doing, you can see that we've been gearing up some characters here. I'm actually working on my Geos right now because that's a guild related thing. I know I said this is Grand Arena focused. Geos are a great cleanup team. And we do need these for Wat Tambor, and if I ever want to go for JMK, I need to be able to get myself into a guild that does Wat Tambor, right? So Geos are on the list. And for that reason, they've been geared up a little bit. Not too much yet, but Gear 12 is just the aim. Guys, I'm going to be real. I'm only starring them up, apart from GBA, I'm starring them all up from Fleet. Like, I'm not farming them because I have too many nodes to farm. And I'm only gearing them up when they're 7 stars, which is why Geo Bradalpha has no gear and Spy has no gear. Soldier will basically be 7 star as soon as they are, gear 12 as soon as they're 7 star. Right, so that's our progress here. I haven't been applying any of the ability mats here. I don't think I'm going to use them, so there's no need to. So that's my Geo progress. Now the next thing some of you will be asking is, what other teams have we actually been gearing? Well, guys, we have been working on Night Sisters. So I tried refreshing to get my Towels into 7 star this morning for the Zeta event. I want to get those extra Zetas. And I'm 1 shot off, so we're going to have to wait a couple of hours there. But we do have a Night Sister team with Merrin almost done, which is amazing, guys. Like, to the point where if I was to take Daka to Relic 5, 6, or 7, we could probably start 2-shotting Jabbers even with this gear level. It's absolutely crazy. We go ahead and we apply this on Merrin. And then we have Daka well modded and the team well modded in general, gear 12, whatever. We potentially have a Jabber counter when we start facing him. Because, guys, you're going to see, we have Kyle Katarn, we have Mon Mothma. There's a real possibility. Now, when it comes to Mon Mothma, eventually she's going to need higher gear because right now she's going to get killed with Mon Thermal. But we can work on that when the time comes. So I'm really, really happy about that. And in terms of Zetas, I'm actually going to bring up my account on .gg so you guys can see it here, because this is the easier way to show you guys what we're looking at here. We have 8 Zetas on the account. So we have Mon Mothma's lead, her unique. We have Piet's unique, Vader's special, Merrin's unique, Towsing lead, Daka unique, and then Savage's unique. Now, in terms of what we have left to apply, we are going to be applying both Asajj, who is here. She's going to get her unique at some point. It's just a matter of when, not if. It's telling me to gain offense, crit chance, max out, all of that stuff. We also want to be getting Merrin and her special, and that's kind of the priority one here, guys, because that's the one that's going to change the account the most. Also, once Merrin is gear 12, we go ahead and we 6-dot all of these. Merrin does not need speed, guys, but we do want the 6-dot mod so she has that survivability, so that's going to come soon as well. And then after we've done both of them, we only have, 2 more Zetas for the Night Sisters to do. One of them will be Towsing unique, which, guys, I'm going to be real, we're going to skip for now. It's basically the TM gain on Towsing. It is really good, don't get me wrong, but we can skip it. And the other one is Asajj lead, which I may do for 3v3 purposes. I haven't really decided yet. It would be good for a second team potentially. but I'm not sure. So that's kind of where we're at with Night Sister faction and the Geos. In terms of our Inquisitors, as you can see, guys, Fifth Brother has been at Relic for a while. We will be farming the rest of these. My goal was to get them done in a couple of months. It's just I had to stop and do some other stuff. But the second these are done, and they're Relic 5, and I have GI, and I take these guys to Relic 7, we will be focusing on Reaver ASAP. Because the sooner I get Reaver, the sooner I can start beating the GLs we come up against. So that's kind of a main priority for me. Now, guys, some of you may be asking about Omicrons here. If I bring it up here. So at the moment, we only have Savage's Omicron. And at the moment, I just can't get the tier 8 on the Galactic Challenges. So I'm only getting 1 Omicron per cycle. That needs to change, guys. I'm gonna be honest there. But in terms of the next Omicron for the account, I'm kind of stuck between 2 or 3 of them. Now, if I go back to all, you're going to see I have Starkiller here in his Gear 1. Guys, I just don't have the time to invest in him right now. That's kind of all it comes down to. It's extra Kyrotech, we would need to relic him, we would need to give him loads of good mods. I just don't have anything. So he's going to stay at Gear 1 for a while. It's actually between Merrin and Treya. That's my next Omicron, guys. So Merrin's Omicron is obviously in GAC going to be giving her the bonus turn or 100% turn meter whenever someone dies or is revived or whatever on the team. Now, Treya's Omicron is going to allow me to really punch up, and I feel like Treya's the one I go for. Now, I'll give you guys my reasoning, and maybe you can let me know in the comments which one would you choose. So, the idea of going for Treya is it would allow me to have a defensive team if I need it. It would also allow me to punch up on offense and beat General Skywalkers, or beat JMLs, or beat, teams like that. Now here's the other thing, guys. We may just be using Treya on offense to kill Jabba to set up the 2-shot if we don't use Night Sisters, which means the Omicron does nothing. So just bear that in mind, right? Now the argument for Merrin is Night Sisters are already really good, so why apply it? The reason I want to apply it is because then we can start beating Starkillers, which we're going to see so many of them popping up on defense thanks to, the Lightspeed bundles. And Merrin would be a very, very strong counter there. So that's why one of those two is going to be my next one, and whichever one we don't do will be the one after. Now, going forwards, other ones that I'm thinking of doing, Starkiller, obviously he's unique. We will most likely be doing Dash at some point. The reason I'm not even having Dash in a question right now is because we don't have Vandal Chewie. The second Vandal Chewie's at Relic, we do Dash's Omicron. That's like 3 or 4 months down the line. So we're doing okay for Omicrons, we're doing okay for Zetas. As you can see, we are farming Zori. Zori's going to stay at 2 stars. That's absolutely fine. Now, other teams I've been working on, Bounty Hunters, guys. So I'm not starring them up, but I got a Relic boss and I was like, okay, well, we need to do something with this because having, a Relic 5 boss go unused is just an utter waste, right? So I went out my way and I got Grief to 2 stars. I wish this account was started when these packs are out that gave you Grief for free. And we actually just gave them all the Omegas apart from the basic. These are the Zetas. I will apply this one eventually, but not now. And then this one, we're probably not going to apply for a while. And then I've modded him reasonably well for my GP for the account age. I don't think that's too bad. And then he's just Gear 11. And we'll leave him at Gear 11 for a long time. Like, there's no stress there. What I'll probably do, if anything, is just 6-star, not 6-star, but take all of these to 5-8. So that's kind of my plan for Grief. And we've got a similar plan for Mando, who's over here. Now currently he's only Gear 8 because unlike Grief he needs Kyrotech, which sucks. There you go, guys, you can see. So maybe I take him to Gear 11 as well. But yeah, same sort of situation. We're not going to gear him up any higher, star him up at the moment. We will most likely take these to 5A. This one needs to be changed. I just don't have any better crit chance at the moment. But again, he's not looking too bad. For the GP we're at, he's not looking too bad, 215. So I'm kind of feeling pretty good going forwards with the account. My boss is over here and he's also modded. Okay, 269. It's not too bad, guys. You gotta bear in mind that, we're not really at the position where we have God mods yet. Although some of my characters do have nice mods. So that's kind of what I've been working on lately and what I'm working on in the forwards. Now, in terms of the whole Lightspeed shenanigans, which I know you guys are wondering about, I will be getting Rey. I'm going to skip Kylo. And I know that sounds really, really crazy, but I'm not going to get Kylo for a long time. Probably like 7-8 months. Because I don't want to throw everything off too much, because I don't think that's very smart. And the thing with doing Kylo is I'd have to start farming all the first order ships, which is going to take ages. So my kind of plan here, guys, is, as you can see, I'm hoarding a load of Gear 12 stuff right now. Like a load of Gear 12s. I'm just not using it. Now, I'm kind of crossed between two minds here. The first is I just go ahead and I invest that into, Starkiller or someone like that. The second idea is I actually go ahead, you can see I've almost got Biggs finished. Like if I was to go here, we just need 15 of these and this. And then up here, we just need these. I could have a Relic Biggs, and I know he doesn't have mods, don't worry about that. I'll talk about that in a second. But we could have a Relic Biggs, which will boost our main fleet, which is Rebels, massively, right? Because fleets are going to be really scary. Now, the next thing someone's going to say is, how are we going to compete in fleets in GAC if we don't currently have, anything there? And that's where the next point comes in, guys. We need to pick a fleet. And that's kind of the next problem. Now, in terms of the last relic, before I lose my mind too much, I may just relic Traya. And the reason for that, if I take Traya, Nihilus to relic, we should be able to beat every Proving Grounds possible. Because we're going to go to 4 mil. As long as I have a team that can do it, I'm happy. Tie Interceptor, Scythe, everything's done through doing Traya. So I'm kind of inclined to say we actually just relic Traya as soon as the time comes. She's also relatively well modded. She's going to be 250 at relic, and then with the 6 dots, she'll be like 260, 270, which is fine. So that's kind of where I'm at here. Now, in terms of the fleets, guys, these are my ships. So we almost have Malevolence on farm. I'm going to take Malevolence to 5-star and leave it at 5-star. I'm not going to take any higher. And then we're going to full send the Negotiator to 7 stars. Now, some of you are going to be saying, well, what do we do after? Who do we go for next? And that's kind of where the problems arise, because there's so much going on with the account. So if I was to go to the fleets, and we went to solo journeys here. Right, Executor, for example, with 5 out of 14. Vader's already relic. Boba is not, Dengar's not, IG's not. We need to farm the TIE Fighter to relic 5, then we've got TIE Advance, TIE Bomber to do, and Racer Crest. Which means we'd have to do BAM, which is another long farm, right? Now the next idea is we skip that and we actually go Profundity, right? It's kind of out there, but it's not a bad idea because Profundity would give us Mothma. We already have Mothma farmed. We're going to eventually invest in Phoenix because they're such a good Grand Arena team. And then it then gives us a second Rebel fleet. Because right now we've got kind of one decent one but leftover ships. So that's the other option. Now the third option, guys, which is a little bit out there, is actually we kind of delay the fleets for a little bit. It sounds absolutely crazy, guys, but until we get into, say, Erodium, where you need those 2 fleets, we're not going to be struggling too much here. So the other option is we actually come over here and we actually focus the Negotiator fleet. 2 relics. So we'd relic the whole fleet. And the fleet would be the following, right? We'd have this, 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 and this. And that's our other option. So we would take Kenobi to relic. Only to relic 5 to begin with, no need to take him any higher. Ahsoka's already relic 5, no need to take her higher. Anakin would go to relic 7, of course. And then Bad Batch would be a good Grand Arena team, but they're Cairo intensive, and that's my only worry. The BTL Y-Wing is on the same node as Wrecker, so we're going to be farming those 2 together. We already have Plo done, and Plo, I'm kind of thinking we go out there and maybe give him a higher relic, like relic 7, relic 8, because I have a lot of mats just saving up, and at the moment, I'm not spending them because I'm not going for any journey guides that need them, right? And if you have that relic 8 Plo, all of a sudden, Leviathan counters, Executor counters, Profundity counters become easier because you can taunt yourself and you survive for longer. So that's the other option, really. Because when you think about it, guys, even if we're winning every week, we're not going to be out of bronzium and out of chromium for a long time. We're still going to be like 3, maybe 4 months until we're out there. And if I showed you guys the fleets I have right now, we have this. This is what I'm using at the moment. Wait, sorry. I put in the wrong ships. We're going to be using this here, right? So this is one of the fleets we're going to be using. Raven's Claw will go to 7th star eventually, and we'll gear it up. And again, this is where the Biggs relic comes in, because if we have a Biggs relic at relic 7, I know it's intensive to do, but if we do it, this rebel fleet automatically becomes a lot stronger, right? And then if we go down the profundity route, Biston's U-Wing also becomes stronger because we have the relic on Biston. So that's another option. So right now, these are our 2 fleets we have. Potentially, we actually have one more, right? And that is the Radus fleet. Now, I know some of you are going to say it's utter trash, it doesn't do anything. Guys, it's still a fleet. It's still a fleet. And then we just run this. And then we have Lando, we have the Ebon Hawk, and that's our 3rd fleet. Now, in terms of what all of these beat, Negotiator can be anything in the current meta. Home 1 can flex. If you have the Relic Biggs, it can work on defense. And then Radus can beat Malevolence, Radus can beat First Order, Radus can beat like all the side ships. And then if we focus Treya's Relic, which is the plan, we can actually also come out of this at the other end with a Relic Prawn Fleet. We'd have TIE Fighter, we could take him to Relic, which is also an exec requirement. We could do Vader, Vader's already at Relic. And then we could put the Bomber in to begin with. And then we can go this, and call it a day. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, right? And then eventually, because of Proving Grounds, which if I'm doing well in fleets, which I should be doing well in fleets by this point, I will refresh the Scythe Proving Grounds once per month, right? And then when I get the Scythe, I then have insane fleets. And this is without necessarily going the exec profundity route. Now, I kind of feel like, and you guys are going to see, if I go down this route, exec is just going to kind of fall into my hands anyway. But this is kind of what I'm thinking, guys. Now, in terms of characters I'm actually working towards now, so you guys know the progress for the account and going forward. We also have Starkiller, he will be geared up eventually. Once Starkiller's geared up, we do go ahead and farm Juhani. Right? And then we're going to take a detour. So once we've kind of... Like, here's the thing, guys. I need to finish Night Sisters. I need to finish my Treya and Nihilus. I'm not going to do Scion just yet. Scion will be done, but not yet. It's another farm that I don't want to be doing. We can run Treya, Nihilus, Scion. That's fine. And then, once these are done and the Inquisitors are started up, we're going to be doing 1 attempt a day at Vandor, because that's Tarful and Vandor in 1. And then we're going to progress towards the Inquisitors, and once they're done, after we've done all of that, we're going to go for Jedi Knight Revan and Malak. And again, Malak goes to Relic, and then that's basically locked in for Assault Battle. Assault Battles as well, but I was actually thinking Proving Grounds. So that's kind of the plan going forwards. We'll see how it goes. I'm feeling confident. In terms of the Grand Arenas, you guys can see I've had a pretty good trend lately. As you can see, win. We had 1 loss. So not too bad. But we're still in Carbonite, and this is what I'm saying, guys. You don't climb as much as you'd think. And we're gonna have 3 or 4 rounds each month, which are just unwinnable. It's just the way it is to begin with. So we have time to prepare. But if I come out of this in a year's time with Reaver and some Proving Ground stuff, and we will have Rey. Like I said, Rey is something we'll finish over time. I'm not in a rush right now. I don't have the Radus fleet unlocked because I don't have the home 1 at 7 stars. So the second home 1 7 stars, I'm not refreshing it because I'm going to use that time to develop my roster. We'll make sure we have JTR, Scavenger Ray, and BB-8 at relics. So we have 3 relics to do in like 4 months, and take them to R7, and then we're done. We're completely done. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today, guys, is actually going to be raids, because the Endor raid is coming. And I do want a raid team. Just 1 team, and I want to take it to R7. Right? Just 1 team. And what is the best team you can invest in my mind, for the new raid that is high relic valuable? And especially from a GAC perspective. It is this, guys. This is the team I'm going to invest in. And then it's going to be Shore Trooper, Stormtrooper, and most likely Death Trooper. And this is what I'm going to do. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. This is a team we're going to be investing in going forward, because we're going to go for Iden's ship eventually for our Empire fleet. Scout Trooper is needed for Leia down the line, which we may do one day. Shore Trooper and Stormtrooper are kind of flex, and they're just good high relics, and Death Trooper. So this is probably the raid team I'm going to do. And the raid is going to be around, guys, for like a year, like 9 months, 10 months, something like that, until the next GL comes out. So this is something that we're going to work on. It is a long-term project, but thankfully, apart from Scout Trooper and Iden, these are easy gears. Easy gears, these are already 5 stars, it's not hard to get them geared up. Scout Trooper will take up to, you know, Relic 7 anyway. And then that's a GAC defense team. We slap the Omicron on Iden, and that's our raid team. Because I do want at least one raid team so I can get decent rewards. Because just getting like the first like personal track does add up over time, and right now I don't have anything for crate raid. So that's kind of the plan for the account going forwards and kind of catching you up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That is going to be the update for this week. Make sure to check out the channel next week for the next update on the account, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments, is there anything you've done on your account that you want to share? Thank you all for watching, guys. My name is Glurmit, and as always, guys, have a glurmin day.